Let's try this again. I'm going to invite Barbara, and then I'm going to invite Nadine. We're going to hope. Hope.
I'm having a deja vu. She's on! What did I tell you? What did I tell you? The solution to everything is just get the hell out of there.
I invited both almost at the same time. I went, invite.
That's
Holy
hilarious.
crap. Okay, where's our audience gone?
That's so funny. Well, hello.
Our
Good
audience
morning.
is coming back. Say hello when you come back. Tell us you're back.
Yes.
Hi,
Yes.
Nadine.
That is so funny. It worked. I
Get the hell
backed
out.
out.
That's the thing. That's the
Yeah.
trick.
I went out, I don't know how many times.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure. And then I shut the do not disturb off because I thought maybe that did it. And then I was like, so yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason.
No,
There's absolutely no rhyme or reason, but we're all here. Yay, we're all the same again. So let me do our quick re-intro for anybody, because this will get saved afterwards. So I'm Tamara Grand. This is Barbara Reade, my co-host. It's episode 68 of No Brush Required. And today we are visiting with our friend Nadine Johnson, who is normally in Calgary, but today is in?
I'm actually in Wood Lake, like Lake Country.
Great.
Yeah. Close to Tamara, but not close enough, unfortunately.
Oh,
yeah.
How far are you?
5-hour drive.
Oh, that's a bit of a hike.
Yeah. And I'm here, my son lives here. I'm actually at my son's house today. I didn't stay at the trailer because it's noisy. And I was worried about the Wi-Fi there. And even though it worked, it's a little bit noisy. So I thought I'll come here and have a quiet visit with you guys.
Low stress.
Doesn't she look calm? You look so relaxed.
But
it must be a good vacation.
She's always like that.
Well, I don't know if I'm always like this, but after we've been here a week and we just moved. And so the last 3 months for me have been like insane, wonderful, all good things. So, but yeah, we just moved into our new house. We sold last year. That's why I lost my studio and ended up where I was in the new 500 collective. And so we just moved to our new townhouse. And so we only had 1 week to kind of get settled, which we're pretty settled, but we've got mountains of boxes to get rid of.
Yeah. Takes a while.
Yeah.
Are you liking the townhouse life?
You know what? I think we kind of did it right because we moved from a house into an apartment because we didn't have a house. Like we sold and it happened pretty quickly. So we were really downsized and we had stuff in storage. And then when we went looking, we got used to kind of not shoveling and thinking about mowing. And, we only have one child that's sort of at home because she's, in university. And we thought, okay, maybe, and we got lucky and we found this guy that was building in really close to where we used to live. And so, yeah, that's kind of how it happened. And I was worried about the stairs, not worried that I couldn't do them, but it's 3 stories, right? And it's kind of a skinny, but not overly. So we're really fortunate we have enough living space. And it's fantastic. We almost killed our movers, mind you.
I bet. Getting stuff upstairs and around.
Yeah. But no, it's great. So we're all 3 of us, because the child is still there. We are so happy to be there and it just feels good. So I think going from the house to the apartment and then going to the townhouse was good because it feels so big.
Yes. And how close are you to your new studio?
I think I'm at 7 minutes, maybe 10 if the traffic's bad. I'm still really close. Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah. And I haven't been in my studio for a long, I mean, kind of getting snaky over that. I haven't painted for, I'm thinking since June.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at least. So,
join the crowd.
It's crazy, right? It's with summer and then we were getting ready to move and then I was teaching and then we moved and now I'm here. So I won't be back I won't be back in my studio probably till the last week in August. So.
Oh, that's not too far off.
Yeah.
We're halfway through August.
Yeah.
I hate to say.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's great to see your faces. I love catching up with you guys. We got to do this a little more regularly.
I feel
Yeah,
like we should be eating bacon and eggs or something right now.
I think so. We should be out to our bagels.
Bagels,
Cocktails.
giant bagels, or having cocktails.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Maybe we'll have to do one of these at night.
oh, I know.
That's a great
So
idea.
Nadine's the one that got me into old fashions,
Yeah.
and now I have like the little bourbon collection,
I
and
love
and
that.
and bitters and simple syrups, all kinds of different simple syrups, all kinds of different bitters, and it's almost old fashioned weather, right? Like it's
Yeah.
really a fall winter thing.
True.
Absolutely. Well, we kind of drink them
Oh,
anytime.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anytime, right?
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and they're really good at the campground.
I
So they're
bet they
perfect.
are.
Yeah.
My gosh, I bet they're good at the campground.
Yeah.
Fire going. Ah.
Well, this year, I mean, we're really lucky. Like, you can't have a wood burning fire, but you can have like a propane fire. It's too hot.
Yeah.
Like yesterday was 30 some degrees here. It was hot. So there was no fire. But yeah, it's this year we can actually do that. But this week is going to be kind of like record highs, I think, here.
Yeah.
It's going to be really warm.
We're on extreme fire danger. I bet you guys are too, because I know there have been some fires out Soyuz Way anyways.
So how come you're all bundled up, Tamara? You've got like...
Because I have a brilliant house. We don't have air conditioning, except in our bedroom, just a portable. But we have this like exhaust fan system that my husband rigged up, and so at night we suck all of the air out from our bedroom window and then down through the house. So it creates this great current. It cooled down to about 19 last night, which isn't cold, but it's still cooler. And then next thing in the morning, I open everything wide until about 8 o'clock, and then I shut everything down and all the blinds, and I'm down. My studio is like, we have a 3-level house. I'm kind of halfway underground, and this is the coolest, quietest room in the house, and I'm actually a little chilly down here today.
Oh, yeah.
So it holds the cool air.
It holds the cool air in all day, and we don't open things up again until I'll probably throw the air conditioning on about 6 in the bedroom, because it's, those air conditioners don't do a great job at cooling it down. So cool it all down, and then get my fan system set up about 9, so it's nice and cool to sleep.
Yeah, meat locker.
But I have to go out this afternoon to the kids' camp. It's my last day of teaching, and it's going to be miserable out there. It's hot and sunny and...
Yes. Oh, yeah. Because you're teaching outside?
Yes, it's great. Last year I taught the same program. It's called the Wise Owl program. A girlfriend of mine is the volunteer coordinator, and she was trying to bring in retired people, and she said the age was 65, and she couldn't find enough volunteers, so she pulled me in. and I did acrylic painting with them last year, and it was really fun, except there's so much cleanup. We had to use a lot of paper towels. How do I get rid of the water? And they have a big environmental, they're on a lake. They're in a wooded, beautiful, pristine environment. And then some of the kids weren't very good at keeping their painty hands to themselves. And God knows why some parents send their kids to outdoor camp in like brand new Nike Under Armour outfits that shouldn't get dirty. Yeah. So this year I decided I was going to do collage, and it's been mainly great, except I'm outdoors, and it feels, the first 2 times I was there, both days, the wind kicked up. So I spent the entire hour and a half chasing paper.
Oh my. And how did the drawing time, see, that would be where it would get kind of like,
With the collage stuff?
Yeah.
We're using glue sticks and scissors and paper on canvas boards. So it dries really quickly, and they have to be able to take it with them. Last year, I had them on little like 1-inch canvases, and they were able to leave the paint out to dry, the pieces that they put out to dry in a covered area, but I'm not in a covered area. They have to just take them and go. So
no, I love that. I love teaching. I don't teach kids, but you know what? I would really enjoy that, I think.
There's certain things about it that are good and certain things that aren't, and it's really dependent on the group. And you know what? It's dependent because the leaders of the group are 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. So some of them are really good at managing their kids, and others come into your session and they basically want to sign off for an hour because they're tired of their kids, and then you spend the whole time managing behavior, which is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't like that part.
No.
Yeah,
So,
because you're supposed to be teaching them something, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I love it when the kids show up and the first thing one kid looks at what you're doing and says, how come we got all the crappy activities today?
That's
Oh my God.
awful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I just brush it off. I'm like, oh, well, some days are good, some days are bad.
That's
Everybody has to do the crappy stuff. And then by the end of the session, they're the kids that are most engaged is what
Yeah.
Of
always
course they
happens.
we should have commiserated, because I did a collage mixed media thing with, were they grade 7s or something, online with a friend who teaches in Toronto, and we did a few sessions, and it's a lot of prep for you ahead of time, because you got to have like your little example boards, and you know, you got to be able to demonstrate things but not take too long, right? Get them right into it.
Well, and there's a lot of unknowns, right? So when I show up today, I don't know which group I have, and it's their ages are all the way from 5 to 12.
Wow.
So
in one group?
No, there's different age groups, but at the camp at the same time. So I don't know if I'm going to get just girls, just boys, a mix of girls and boys, what ages, whether they're day campers who just show up for the day and go home, or whether they're the overnighters. The overnighters are way better because they know what the rules, they know the drill. Depends what activity they just came from. If they just came from a hike and they're tired, they're really malleable. Like they're really easy to work with, right? But if they've got to get their yayas out because they just came from, I don't know, yoga, I don't know, whatever.
Swimming. Do they get to go swimming after? Because if it's stinking hot there, I hope they can swim.
I think, they always swim. They swim in canoe and kayak. They get to do all that stuff every day.
That's pretty cool. I love that.
It's a great camp. My kids all went there. It's a 5-minute drive from here. It's a real hidden gem. So it's a give back thing.
Yeah, nice.
But anyways, tell us about your teaching, because I'm really excited about everything you've got on your agenda.
Yeah, thanks. It's going to be a busy fall, but I'm really excited about it. This year, I decided to teach this year, and it's been fantastic. I've had incredible students, and we did a week class at Kensington Art Supply here in Calgary, and it was wonderful. Like, to have that many days consecutively with my students was excellent. And the work that they did, they worked very hard. I thought normally, like you set out in a sort of a lesson plan for the week, and you have an intention of what you're going to do. And you're there teaching, right? And so I intended to actually paint every day, which didn't happen, because they worked so hard. So I painted the first day, and then we worked collaboratively, like on a piece, which was really fun. It was so fun. And then it was one-on-one basically through the week. And there was a little bit of, there was more content than that, but yeah, it was so good.
How many?
So I was supposed to have 8, and I had 7. One of them was sick, so she didn't come.
It's a nice number though.
It was excellent. Actually, 10 was the max, but it would have been, and it was a lot of talking, right? So it would have been fine. But I think then what happens is you have a little bit less time with each person, but you manage. Like with 5 days, it's perfect, right? So the fall I have, I'm teaching, I am scheduled already. Well, I'm scheduled till next July. I've got all my workshops and everything scheduled to the next July. Wow. I'm doing another week at the last week in July. So it'll be, they're going to switch it up, I think, and run it into August next year, just to see how that goes. Mm-hmm. So I'm taking the last week because I always come to visit my son in August. And so I'm scheduled, but this fall I've got some really great workshops. I'm doing a one day workshop at Kensington, and I'm going to Fernie to teach, Fernie, BC, which is.
I have a friend there. You'll have to look up. I'll message you.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I was really fortunate to have these. I did a class at the end of April. I think it's the end of April that these women came, and they had bought my class for their friend Paula Tim, who's an artist in Calgary, for her 50th birthday. Yeah. So these friends, it was so, actually that's a great gift idea. So it's something to put out for any artists that are listening. Like, it's, if you teach or whatever, these women were all artists. So one lived in Edmonton, one lives in Fernie, and then Paula lives in Calgary. And they had been friends since childhood, since 5 years old. And so they bought her, they came and they spent the whole weekend with her. And then they bought her the day. So they came and they just played. And then Jackie, yeah. And so then she said, do you teach out of town? Like, and I said, sure. And I said, like, contact me and we'll talk about it. And then anyway, it came to fruition. And so I'm teaching at the art station in Fernie, which is super cool. So I'll be there.
There's called the art station?
There's a fun little gallery in Fernie that keeps coming across my radar called H Squared.
Yeah.
Have you been? Yeah, you need to pop in there.
Yes. The girl that hired Jackie Impey, she actually is in there and she's fantastic. So, I mean, I think it's going to be great. I mean, I have some friends that are in Fernie. I don't really know who's attending, but yeah, it's the September 30th and October 1st. So
is that a weekend?
It's a weekend. Yeah. So that's 2 days.
Yeah.
And then in October and November, I have 2-day workshops at Kensington. So, and they're all listed on Kensington Arts website already. Okay. And then I just planned, and I don't even think it's posted yet. It should be this week, because the week that I did in July was so successful and the students I had were amazing. So I talked to them about doing something that, like, when you get more time with your students, it's really good, right? Because it's really hard to paint a painting in one day for sure, even 2 days. So I'm doing a 6-week evening class. So I'm going to do Monday night starting September 25th. And we're going to do 3 hours a night for 6 weeks. And it's called Layers Unleashed. So it's going to be about discovering your sort of visual voice, right? So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
I'm so thrilled for you because you are a natural teacher.
Yes.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely.
Thank you, my friends. I appreciate that a lot. So I'm very excited. It's going to be good. It's going to be a busy fall, but
no kidding.
Yeah.
But that's
so
good.
what are the spaces like? Because I've only ever done one in-person workshop that we all did together, and there were a lot of students, and the space was really tight. And I'm just curious as to what you have to offer.
You know what? At Kensington, it's fantastic. So they have 2 large studios. And if you look at my Instagram, I think I've got some pictures on there of the studio. And so we have, it's about 10 students. You could potentially fit 12 and you'd still have lots of room to walk around. Right. Each person gets their own table and you can have an easel, however you prefer to work. So it's pretty good space. I haven't been to the art station in Fernie, so I'm not 100% sure, but they do a lot of stuff there. So I'm sure it's a great space,
So what do you do about materials for a class? Like, do you give the students a list? Do you provide something like? Yeah,
so when they register, they get a supply list that comes to them, and there's sort of like required items, and then there's like optional stuff that they can bring, so tools and things like that. And it depends on the class. They're all fairly similar because it's just really about unless you're taking sort of my 6-week or my week class where our intention is hopefully to get you very close to the end, if not finished. It's really about building layers and sort of discovering things and discovering the things that you love in your own work and the things that light you out. Like, how do you bring the stuff that you're connected to into your work, and how do you talk about that, right? So I'll do the supply list, and then because some people I get a lot of beginners, which is amazing, and I love that. So I bring a lot of collage papers, and I bring some mediums, like things that I actually don't use anymore that much in my work because I prefer collage. That's really where my heart is. Like, I love paper. So the things that I've tried and experimented with that I'm not using, I bring for them to try, like all different kinds of gels, like crackle, beads, things, right? And then I have pencil crayons and tools and different things for them to try, right?
That's great. I want to take a class with you.
I would love that. Like, actually, that would be so fun. I would love to just paint together again. I think that would.
No, but I want you to also coach and. I
I would
still
love
remember
that.
the mark you suggested I put on that canvas I was doing down in New York.
Yeah.
I go, that's the mark Nadine said, just put something bold right there, and she was right. Damn it, she was right.
I know.
That's
Well, it'd be
so fun.
fun to do something in Calgary. I mean, we've talked about that before coming to you. It's easier for us to try, especially in traveling in Canada. It's way easier for us, right?
I would love that. Joanne would love that.
Okay,
Rena might come.
then you know what
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do now. We're gonna have to make it happen.
Yes. Okay. Let's plan something.
Yeah.
I gotta think about.
Oh, and open it up, right? I mean, you can.
Oh, Rena's coming too.
Yeah. Look at. Oh yeah, you should come to Canada, Rena, and Calgary's fantastic.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've been to Calgary maybe once.
I'm trying.
Maybe once.
We'll have to talk about when a good time for you to come, like what time of year and like what you would like to do outside of painting, right?
Yeah, Pete.
Yeah.
Is that a good time to be there?
never
Or is that
been.
like a crazy time to be there?
It's crazy, but well, I mean, finding accommodations can be hard at that time of year if you don't book well in advance, and they can be way more money. And I don't have room for all of you, which is unfortunate.
Oh, come on. I'll sleep in the kitchen.
Yeah, if I was in my old house, I would have had room for you. But we'll see. You know what? We'll have to talk about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Put it on your teaching schedule for 2024.
Yeah. Say, it sounds like you don't have room until 2024 from the,
I don't have room. I could make room. I don't know. In the summer, I could make room for sure. That would be a doable, because we could easily, I could easily get space. And the nice thing about being at Kensington Art Supplies is when you're there working, if somebody doesn't have something, they can buy it, or if they try something that I have that they love, they can get it. They have everything there. I know. Yeah. Then you'll need to actually bring a second suitcase bar.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think a carry-on's going to work.
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, do they do your supply list for you? That would be an interesting way to do it too. Get them to package up your supplies so that your participants could just click on and buy that package of basic supplies too.
Yeah, they don't, but you know what? That's really brilliant. And that's something that I should talk to them about.
Like
because
a little grab bag of stuff.
Yeah, because again, when I have beginners that come, they don't really they're not sure what to buy. And there's a few things that are required. Of course, you have to have some paint and gels and stuff like that, or like gel gloss for collaging. Yeah, that's so smart. Thank you for that.
Because that for me, that's, if I were traveling, like that would have been great for us last fall to have like a kit to just pick up right at Blick's or whatever.
Blick bag.
Remember, well, not that we didn't have fun roaming the aisles of Blick's.
Oh. Hey, Rob, if you're listening, that's a great idea for your students that are coming to your workshops.
Wait, I haven't seen his name pop up.
I know. That's okay. I haven't talked to him for a long time, so it would be.
I haven't either.
I know, it would be good. But yeah, so that's brilliant. I'm going to talk to them, and they could do that for any of their workshops. But for sure, I could do a real basic list and just have it.
Well, you could curate, because you also know things like what are the basic colors you'd like them to have if they put together even small samples of paint or whatever, right?
Yeah. And I have a list. I put in there a list of my favorite colors, the stuff I use, and I have my own stuff there. So for demoing and that, and then I bring some paints and stuff that I have for people to use. So I do have some things there, but I don't have a lot, because really they should bring their own paint and stuff. But if you have blue and yellow and red and white and black, you're good.
And neon,
right?
And I was going to say, that's what so last year, one of the most fun things for us was we bought that basic kit, but then, Rena had an orange that I just loved, and Joy had a pink that I just loved. And so being able to try other things was really nice too. Nick does that for CVP, you're right, Bonnie.
Yeah, and didn't Joanne have that pink that you guys are like crazy?
Yes.
Okay, we are full-blown addicts. I have a whole tub of these are all my neons. In the heavy bodies, but then I've got a whole whack of neons in the so flats. And once you get into that, and yes, I know the neon the light fastness isn't great, but mix it, you get some beautiful marshmallowy pinks. Like
I don't care about life
oh,
fastness.
damn it!
Who's
Who cares?
gonna,
We'll be
who's
gone.
gonna see my paintings in 50 years?
I know. And okay, so using this on the two little canvases I did last September, which are in full sun every flipping day, they have not faded, not one iota.
Fantastic. You're sealing them and covering them and all of that. There's a lot of black.
That's true. Yeah, you put on the varnish, the UV protective varnish.
Barb needs an intervention.
I know. I am fully aware of that, Bonnie, because once I get into something like now, I've got so many of these flats everywhere, which I'm obsessed with. The neons, yeah.
Well, we love the Nova paints that we got to try in New York too, and I was sad. I would love to, maybe next year when I go to the States, I'll bring something.
You know what? I buy Nova. I mean, I use a lot of Golden product for sure, but I buy Nova paint because I go through like huge amounts. So I buy it and it ships right to my door.
Yeah. And it's not crazy shipping.
It's not. It's really cost effective.
If you're buying large quantities,
large quantities. And I actually looked at some Canadian brands because I would prefer to have bought Canadian. For any of you Canadian brands listening out there, and it's true though, right? Because for artists, I buy my white in 5-gallon pails.
Yeah.
So
well, Chroma. So my Chroma is what I buy a lot of but the shipping is really expensive. And but if I come to Calgary, if I drive, I'll just bring paint for you.
But you know what? The Chroma's not as cheap. It's more money than what I can buy at the place.
Nova?
Yeah. It is because I actually looked because I thought I'd rather support Canadian. Yeah. But it's just, I can't, like when I'm using like cadmium red medium, it's very expensive. And it's almost $100 cheaper from Nova.
Wow.
For like a container. I think it's like I'm going to say a 32 ounce. It's like, I think I paid $140 Canadian or $150 Canadian. And that's kind of landed. So landed, it might be $150, $160. It's $200 and something, $250 from Chroma. Like I looked at them and I looked at TriArt too.
Oh, TriArt.
So I look, but they're more money.
Yeah.
So
and TriArt.
I mean, still, it's not as expensive as Golden.
For sure.
No.
For sure. And so when I'm using, like, there's colors and things that I buy from Golden because I love them, right? And I love Golden paint, period.
Yeah.
But like for white and black and just the stuff that I'm using for glazing all the time, and that's what I buy because it's just way more cost effective, right?
I love Liquitex too. I got to say, I got onto a whole whack of Liquitex fluids too.
Really good product, and Holbein is a great product, and
Holbein,
they're wonderful.
I can only order online.
Yeah, you can.
They don't stock it.
Yeah, they don't. DeSeres does not have it in store.
No, only the oil.
Kensington has it.
Oh, that's lucky.
They've got Liquitex, Holbein. It's an amazing art store. So yeah, they've got them all.
And I got art store envy.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, you know, if you're coming to visit me, we'll just put it in a box.
Come with the duffel bag. Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, that's better than a duffel bag.
Yeah, just box it and send it home, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you could both
probably a good
do
way
that.
to do it.
Unless Tamara drives, and then she could.
Tamara's going to drive it across country, right? You're going to drive it.
Well, my son just texted me telling me he's in Costa Rica right now. He's getting home tomorrow night, and he's like, "I'm going to Calgary." Oh, when? When I get home. I said, driving or flying? Driving. Like, what? Okay, it's only 7 hours or 10 hours. 10 hours maybe.
It's about 10 and a half to 11 hours depending on traffic. Yeah.
That's
because you're not right in Vancouver. You're outside.
We're the east. Yeah, we're already out of the city, right?
Yeah, so you'll be 10 and a half, 11 hours probably.
Jenny wants to say hi. She normally doesn't visit me during these, but she's like all mushy these days. And she hates being held, so that's as much as I can do.
Wow.
But she's over on the table. There she is.
Because she heard we were having so much fun. She just had to join.
I know what she's doing here, sweetheart. She's here. So tell us about Mod Gallery.
Mod.
I was just going to say that.
I know.
We often do this.
Very excited about Mod.
How did this all come to
You
be?
know what? Do you know Miriam Trayer, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I was on Instagram and I saw her, I think she posted that she got into Mod Gallery in Edmonton. And I was like, there's no Mod Gallery in Edmonton because I'm from Edmonton originally, right? That's where I'm born and raised. And I was like, that's so strange. So I sent her a note and I said, congratulations. Like, I'm super happy for her, right? And and she's going to come. So they're having an event, which I'll get to. And so she's going to come to the event and then I'm going to bring her back to Calgary with me.
Oh,
So,
great.
yes. So hopefully I have my bed or my extra bed, or I'll put my child on the floor. I'm not sure, right? Because I just have one spare room and my daughter's room, right? Anyway, so I went looking to see where Maud was and I couldn't find it. But they did have an Instagram page with about, I don't know, 8 or 9, posts of artists that were coming or that she was going to have in the gallery. So I sent her a note and I went online to look at the website. So she's brand new. And she was just in the process of building and getting the website done and getting the Instagram done. And it's a huge undertaking, as you can imagine, right? So I sent her a note and I asked her if they were accepting submissions. And then she came back and she had gone through my Instagram and we started connecting. And she's an artist. And she is an artist that's represented by Petroff in Toronto.
Yeah.
And so with the weirdest thing, it's kind of like, it's stuff that goes out in the universe.
Yeah.
Literally the week before, because I follow them and I comment all the time, and I love the artists that are there and that are represented there. I love the type of art. And anyway, so JL's piece came up and I was like, oh, I love this. It's so great. And it was her. So that's her. And so I love her work.
What's her
and I
name?
love
What's her
JL. JL Rosnicki, I think, is how you say the last name.
JL?
JL. Her first name is Jael, and her last name is I'm not going to get
Yale or Yale? It's not Yale, eh?
JL.
JL.
Yeah, but and her last name I can't remember how to spell
Like
it.
Reslinsky or something.
Yeah, Rosnicki or something. It's ROCS or SCINSKI or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I love her work, and then so I sent her this note, and so she came back and she said, yeah, I went through your Instagram. She says, I'd love it if you could send me an email with some work that might be available, la, la, la. And so we connected that way. And
That's awesome.
yeah, she was, and I was just super thrilled. So then Dave and I went to Edmonton. Her and I had communications, and I took some pieces up. I took all the artwork that's going to the gallery. It's already in Edmonton. And we were there when it was still under construction because I posted that in my Instagram feed.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool spot. So it's sort of like the art district that's become, so the 124th Street in Edmonton is it's where all the galleries, most of the major galleries are there. It's really an up and coming trendy area, super fun. And on Thursdays they have outdoor markets and stuff like that. So she put the gallery is in this building called Substation 600, I think is what, and the building that's there is an old substation, historic building from like 19 something, I'm not even sure, 1906 or 04 or something. The architect wanted to save that building, and so what they did is they went up to a second level and they created this super contemporary design where they went across, they had sort of this pedway or plus 15, and then they had this contemporary building that's connected to it. So she wanted to be on the ground floor, but there wasn't quite enough space, or it wasn't the right space for her. And so she took this there's a brewery that's in the substation that's connected, and then Maud Gallery actually has 2 spots. So she is on the ground floor in a smaller sort of like, I call it like sneak a peek, or a taster,
like a cafe
space. Yeah,
which is restaurants elsewhere. Yeah.
Exactly, which is super cute, and it's a great space. And then she's on the second floor, which she's got a fantastic space. The windows are beautiful. I mean, all good stuff.
Yeah.
So Yeah, so we went in, Dave and I videoed it, and they should be opening, I'm thinking the 21st of August. We
Wow.
thought maybe they'd have the opening this month, and then I was going to come back for that.
Yeah.
But they're going to do a soft opening
Yeah.
for all of you that are in
Mhm.
Edmonton. They're going to do soft opening, and then September 21st, they're having a major event for the building. So they're going to have there's I think an investment firm that's in there. There's a high-end men's clothing, and there's an art interior design firm that's in there, and the brewery, and there might be something else as well. So they're doing a collaborative event, and sort of like a big red carpet event, and it's going to be and fancy and sort of blingy, and so I have to get a special outfit for that night.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, September of 21, from 4 till 9, I think. And they have it, I think I have it in my Instagram link tree. So if you're in Edmonton, you can go and register just for the numbers. It's free to attend, but because they're going to do some things, and so they want to have, yeah, so that'll be great. And I'm really excited because I think that I love a lot of the artists that are in there, and I think my work is a really great fit for there. So I'm super excited. So
Good.
yeah, fingers crossed that it's successful, that I'm successful, so that it benefits her and benefits me.
I just think
Because that's a big deal, opening up a bricks and mortar gallery these days.
Yeah, and her vision is so cool. Like her signage is cool, her cards, like she's got a great sense of style. She has a really good idea of what she had a vision, and it's really coming together, I think, really well. So
good.
It's so interesting. I mean, it's so great for us to hear about how these things come about, because a lot of the times I'm not with the gallery. I don't know how people approach galleries. I hear the standard sorts of ways that's done, but this sounds much more informal.
Organic, like more.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Organic. It's much less formal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if I know other galleries. I know it's a very, it's a process. You have to submit your images, and then it takes time for them to get back one way or the other, if they do. I think that for me, I just wasn't, there was just not that she was so new that I just kind of reached out. And I think that in a way, I think it's nice. Like, she's lovely, and she's so approachable, and she's an artist. Like, she gets it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's super important. I wish more galleries would, and I get it, because they're probably bombarded with one submission after another, and people coming in. So I do understand that. I just wish there was a more personalized touch to it more often, right? Because dealing with Jael has been amazing. Like I'd send her notes, or she sends me notes, or and if so it's just been really nice. So I'm excited about our relationship for sure.
Good. Well, lots of good karma there, and best of luck with that. Yeah. And I like the fact that, you mentioned Miriam yourself.
Yeah.
I'll need to check out her work. It's not your typical stuff that you're seeing. I hate to say it, in a lot of the Ontario galleries, which are like same roster of artists, basically, with like one or two token abstract artists, kind of. But it's literally landscape, all permutations of landscape. So it's exciting that she sounds like she's got maybe a more eclectic mix.
I think so. And I don't know. I don't think there's really any traditional type artists that are there. And Edmonton can take it. I think Edmonton's always been a little bit more contemporary than even Calgary. We do have some amazing galleries that are that have abstract artists and are more contemporary than what your traditional galleries are, but we don't have that many. And Edmonton, I think, they do pretty well. They've had a really good, strong art scene for as long as I can remember. And interesting, so another artist friend of mine that's here in Kelowna, his name's Todd McCormick. If you don't know him, you should look him up. He does some really fun work. He's fun. His work is really abstract, and he's going to Calgary for a visit, and I'm here, so that's too bad because he's going to go, and I think he's going to see Joanne, and so yeah, it's going to be fun. But he's really he's familiar with Edmonton, and and the galleries that are there and all that. So we just talked the other day, and even he said, he goes like, I'm excited for Maud for you. He says, because it's the whole, what he's seen so far. He said it's really needed. Like there should be more like that, right?
Yeah, more variety. What's Rena
Yeah.
say? Because I don't have my glasses on. The key is finding a gallery that resonates and then getting your portfolio to them in a personal way.
You're right. Rena. Yeah. Absolutely right. And that's the thing. You kind of you have an idea if your work fits there, right? And you can see by the work that if they don't like work that looks like yours, like if work you don't want, the work is never going to be the same because we're all individual for sure. But you'll have a sense of if your work is something that would appeal to the owner of the gallery. Because if it doesn't, they're not going to represent you. They have to love it as much as you do.
Yeah.
Well, this is the great thing about social media, is that it makes it easier for us to become aware of what those places are near us and locally. We don't have to know street addresses and go out. I mean, it's great if you can, but sometimes you can't do that. Like you couldn't necessarily do that if you are in Calgary and not just going to drive to Edmonton for the weekend, right?
Exactly. No, and that's or Toronto or Vancouver or Utah or Montana, whatever. Like you have to. It gives us this. That's the one thing about the internet that has done that, given us the ability to reach out and see things that we normally wouldn't be able to, right?
And then create those relationships in a very small step way, as opposed to a formal approach, right? Conversations on a post on Instagram can lead to all sorts of things.
Absolutely.
Like this.
Exactly.
I
know.
All good things.
I know. And you're right, Rena. Yeah, the gallery owner and the director. Yeah, like if you have that relationship, it makes a big difference. Like it's a personal, I don't know, you have to connect. It's not just about the art, right? I mean, the art for sure is number one, because they're not going to consider you if your art isn't, I think, strong enough or what they, something that appeals to them. But I think having a good relationship is so nice.
Yeah, it's people, right? Like it's.
Yeah, if you're going to do business together, I mean, you want to like that person.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right. I know. So that's September. Yeah, September's going to be busy. So that's the 21st. So stay tuned. You'll be able to see. And as soon as the gallery opens, I'll have more stuff that's coming and showing and sharing, and some of the pieces that are there, which I think I've shared some of that, but so.
And then Fernie is the end of September, beginning of October.
September.
Right? Yeah,
October 1st.
Lots of travel.
Yes,
the art station.
Travel and teaching. September is going to be busy. I teach on the 17th. I have a one-day workshop, and then I go to Edmonton for the gallery opening for the 21st, and then I start my 6-week class. As long as I get enough students, so if anybody's interested, come and I'd love to spend some time with you. That starts the 25th, and then I go to Fernie on the 30th.
So your 6-week class is one night a week?
One night. It's Monday nights. From 6 till 9.
That's civilized.
Yes.
Not till 10. I've done classes till 10.
Yeah. And we wanted to do it. How many artists? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to say right now there's like 10. But she has some things in the works, and I think she just hasn't had an opportunity to post or to share all of the things. So pretty quickly she'll have that together. So.
And it's a work in progress. I'm sure it's going to take
a
while, as with any new business like that, to kind of figure out the right mix. And
and she's going to have, the website should be up and running fairly soon. So it's all going to kind of open slowly and then build to the 21st, right?
So for your classes, if people are interested in them, are they on your link tree?
They are on my link tree.
So send them to your Instagram profile and link.
Yeah, thank you. My 6-week class is not posted as of this moment, because that was sort of a last minute. We decided just before I came here that was something that would be great to do. So they're just getting ready to put it up on their website for Kensington, and then also in the Eventbrite. So as soon as that gets posted, I'll add that to my link tree. So if people are interested in that, or you could reach out to me, DM me or something, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Any online teaching in your future?
That's a possibility.
Yeah, for sure.
That is a possibility.
Are you still with Art to Life doing?
I am.
What were you, like a coach, like a Facebook group coach, or?
I was a behind the scenes sort of what they call an ambassador. So I did, because it's a big community, right? And there's a few of us that do some of that behind the scenes, which is fantastic. And it's, and so you go in and you answer questions and give some feedback and stuff like that. But you're really there to support because there's just too many people that participate in CVP, right? So, but that's done because that's only 12 weeks. So
that's a huge chunk of time.
It's a huge chunk. Yeah. So that's from usually end of February till the end of May. Yeah. And I'm hopeful, and I'm pretty sure if they invite me back again next year that I'd love to do that, because it's amazing. Yeah. So, there's a lot of people, like, you remember when you're the first one there, or the first time that you've done it, right? It's nice to have people that are in there, or alumni that go in and, contribute and give back a little bit. So it's nice. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. So, so anyway, everything I have will be on my link tree, and they can go to my Instagram. And
you're a busy gal.
I'm a busy gal right now. It's all good stuff though. Like I just need to have painting time now.
I was going to say, are you going to schedule some studio time?
Yes, when I get back. Unpacking, but that's going to have to kind of be a slow progress. But yeah, so I need to finish. I've got some stuff on my wall right now that all the pieces that I'd been working on were large pieces, and I was like, okay, I got to do some smaller stuff. So I've got a number of small pieces. I think there's like 10 on my wall right now and a few of them are all pretty close to being completed. Mm-hmm. So I got to finish those, and then I want to work on some totems, different shapes. I know, you're inspiring me.
I love the totems.
Yeah, so I've got some that are not quite as small as yours, so I'd like to use some of those as skinny. Yeah. So I've got I think I've got some that are like 18 inches and 20 inches by 6 feet or some. Yeah, so I want to do some of those, and and I haven't done any of the what are the tondo? Is that what it is? The round one?
Yeah,
I haven't done that.
Okay, so I went and I thought, I'm just gonna check out these tondos that are out there. The birch tondos, so expensive. Like the ones at Desairs. Okay, so Desairs had even a relatively small one was like 125, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of pressure on. And you'd want to get a few, but they are really expensive.
Oh yeah, I haven't tried them, and I'm not sure. Well, maybe it would be worth the the exercise, like to try, but.
I'm curious. Like, I would like to, but at that, like, I just looked at the prices and thought that is really like 200 plus for something, that's not. And you can't see my hands, but I'm not. Yeah. They're not 36-inch diameter, but you're talking pretty small.
And Rustic Burl has just started doing frames for the tondos now too.
Oh, wow, that would be cool. Beautiful. But do they sell the tondos as well?
I think they might sell them. They might sell them as a double. Is it possible that they sell them both the frame and like a thin tondo that goes in?
I should look, because I wonder if their prices are better than theirs is really expensive.
I think they are. I think didn't he start making boards and panels because his wife paints? I think there's a story there, or his partner, wife or partner, and then I think he collaborated with was it Kate Taylor that did the tondo, the round? So he collaborated. So if you wanted to participate in the show, you had to buy them from Rustic Burl, and then something like that, I think. And they were fairly.
I just got a shipment of frames from them yesterday. They take forever. I will tell you though, if you need stuff in a short, I mean, I know that he had a heart attack this summer.
Yes.
Or some kind of heart incident. And he'd been working really hard. I think my gut is that he left another job to do this full time because the demand was so high. Everybody, the product is amazing.
I think everybody orders through them.
Yes, I've ordered the 12 by 12 frames. I've sent a client who ordered frames for her pieces that she bought that were they're stunning. But they take a while. Like I was probably a month to maybe even 6 weeks, and I only ordered 4 6 by 6 inch frames. So you know that they're backlogged right now, and so if you need things in a hurry, or, you know, I think they even put on their Instagram, they say if your summer shows are coming up, or your winter coming up, order now.
Yeah, well, I know when the artist project is on, I think they forget it. You can't get anything because everybody in the artist project uses them.
Preeti says there's a 15% off sale at Desairs right now. I'm not sure on what, but I'm on the Desairs website every day, Preeti.
So yeah, I'm curious to know so did you order those frames, Tamara? Did you order them so that you have a low profile panel, or
no? Because where's my scissors? Because I haven't even opened the box
you paint on 1.5 inch.
I paint on 1.5 inch. Yeah. So they're the deep ones, and they offer 2 sizes, right? You can get the shallow ones, and I think my client ordered the ones that will take a 7/8 inch.
Okay.
Panel, because I had a 7/8 inch. So this is, but the thing is, they're always the same depth. So I just opened it now.
Oh, they're so cute.
That's the depth.
Is that black?
That's the black. And it's got, you see the wood grain?
Yeah.
And this is for the 1.5 inch deep. But if you order them for the shallower ones, all they do is build this up.
Okay.
So it's still the same
depth. From
so cute.
And the other thing I love about them is when I first got them for her, normally with the Opus ones that I've used, they have those little offset screws, and you know, the ones that look like a little Z. These don't work with them. You just drill right into the back of the panel and straight through into the back of your canvas.
That's all you do?
Yes. So we just lined them up. We set the things in. We measured to make sure we knew exactly where everything was on the back of this, so that we didn't go through the wrong part of the canvas.
That's not hard to do?
Just did, super easy. Drilled, I think on hers, we only drilled 2 holes, one on either side.
Yeah, for that
and
side.
And then just used the electric screwdriver and screwed them in. So they're permanently attached. You can take them out if you take the screws out. But way easier than doing the little offset screws, because for each of those, you've got to put one in on each of 4 sides, and you've got 8 screws.
Do you wire that frame?
Size?
Or does it sit on a shelf?
I guess it would depend on what I end up doing with them. I could wire.
You could wire it.
Yeah, with
really,
the little D-ring.
There's not much space to wire at the back.
Do you mind me asking how much you paid for the frame?
The frames, I think this size 6 were $25 plus shipping. I think I figured out it was about $32 a frame.
That's good. That's really good.
But it doesn't scale, because the larger ones, I want to say that with shipping and tax and everything for a 12 by 12, I think I might have paid $37.
That's really good.
And they're way nicer quality. Like, I'd been using the Opus brand ones.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're solid wood. Like, they're nice and simple and contemporary looking.
Yeah.
But the joins aren't as good as this. The joins on this are beautiful, and I really like seeing.
That's like buying fine furniture, right? Like you're buying something that's custom made. And,
and I bought some. Let me get something.
He's gonna have to hire somebody to help him.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be that big.
He can't keep going at that pace.
No.
And get backlogged.
No.
Here's the bigger ones I ordered. I ordered the gray finish.
Yeah.
So you can see how that's got a lovely gray grain to it.
Yeah.
And so I framed these guys in that.
Looks beautiful. Can I see the back?
Yes. So all I did was
wire that,
I 2 screws right through the board, and then the wire.
And that's it.
That's it.
Awesome.
How did
that's it.
Okay, well, we could have the conversation.
Yeah.
Now, just to be the person who's the time watcher, I don't know when we got on the second call, so we don't.
We're getting close.
Like, I can't remember. Was it 10 past 11? Like, I don't remember.
I don't either.
So
I can't remember either.
We can't lose it. We can't.
You guys,
Okay.
it was so good.
We could just do this for hours.
It was so good to see your faces and to catch up with all of you, and to everyone that came back. Thanks.
Yes, we apologize.
It's been too long. We're going to have to do a catch up another time soon. Yes, and talk.
Even better if we can do it in person.
Yes. Oh my God, I would love that. So thank you, girls, for having me. Thanks everyone that came, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Thanks, Nadine.
Yeah.
We will send them over to your I'll link you up in the description afterwards. So anybody who's watching can find Nadine Johnson and all the great stuff she's got going on.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Yeah, you too.
Just want to say before we go, we're off for the next 2 weeks.
Are we?
Yeah, we are, because I'm away next week and maybe the week after. We have our next sketch. Yes, I know.
I don't know. I can't keep up with all this stuff.
Our next scheduled guest is the 5th of September, and we have Pauline Jans coming, and we're booked all the way through September and into mid-October right now. So we'd love any suggestions or throwing your hat out if you want to come and chat with us. We're booking into late October.
Fall. It'll be Christmas soon.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. I'll check in with you later.
I didn't realize we didn't have people. I'm thinking, okay, I gotta get the next poster ready.
No, you don't. We didn't. I sent you my fancy schedule. And you were like,
I don't know what I did with it. So
I'll send it to you again. I might be in town on the 29th. Or the last week of August.
Okay.
We're not sure. We're not sure. So,
all right. Let's
we're
get
so
the hell out
live.
of here. We don't want to lose this. We don't want to lose this.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.